guys, now that I'm completely out of tune, I'm going to teach you 6 ways to sound more like the late great Eddie Van Halen. Let's dive in. Alright, the first way to sound more like Eddie Van Halen is of course to dial in your tone. Now this could be an entire video in of itself, and my goal is to not go there, but just to give you the basics, give you some simple stuff to think about and to do some research on your own. But tone is huge. Now of course everyone knows tone comes from your fingers, right? This is not that video though, but make sure you're practicing a ton and so that we can play with confidence and with aggression. That's how Eddie liked to play. Now, sans all of that, the basics of what I want you to know is that whenever I'm trying to dial in a good Van Halen tone, what I do, just to keep it simple, is I have a metal pedal. Okay, there's tons of them. I'm not going to endorse any certain brand, but I've got something kind of going on right now. Right? And so find something chunky. I obviously play a ton here on my bridge pickup. And speaking of, in Eddie Van Halen's guitar, he also had a Stratocaster body, but the biggest thing that he did is he changed the pickups. He actually basically did this thing where, again, I'm not going too deep into it, he changed the pickups from a Strat pickup to a monster pickup. Okay? He made this thing sound amazing because he has very hot pickups in his guitar as well. He completely redid everything, and that's why he called it Frankenstein or the Frankenstrat, because it was pieces from different things. The body style of a Strat is amazing. This thing plays itself. It's such a great guitar. When I want to play clean and fast, I pick this thing up. It's the body style I go for. It's what Eddie goes for. But I don't have the pickups that he does. I'm simply kind of getting by, just kind of cheating it with a pedal. But if I wanted to do the real deal, and if I'm in a Van Halen band, I'm going to go ahead and actually modify my guitar the same way. Not going too deep into that, but make sure you have some really hot pickups and dial it in with a good, simple metal guitar guitar pedal. And then, of course, another little tip for getting a good metal tone is to scoop the mids. And I'm not going to go into how much he did or did not of this stuff, but you can basically keep the treble and the bass up while the mids are practically at 0. And that's what I have here for this tone. So you can kind of hear it, it just gets a little bit clearer. If I don't have those mids scooped or low, sometimes things can kind of get a little bit muddy with that particular pedal tone effect. The second thing that you can do to sound more like Eddie Van Halen is to tune down to E-flat tuning. So I am actually in E-flat tuning. That is, instead of E, A, D, G, B, E, I'm actually E-flat, A-flat, D-flat, G-flat, B-flat, and E-flat again. I basically just taken everything down a half step. And that gives me a little bit more low end, a little bit more bass, a little bit more growl in my tone. And that definitely helped Eddie to differentiate himself from a lot of other guitar players, which typically played in standard at the time. Alright, the third thing is something you probably wouldn't guess, but it's palm muting. And palm muting is a big part of his playing style. So whether he's playing rhythm or leads, you're going to hear this palm muting come through. And what it does is it basically creates a lot of dynamic. So you can see it in, for example, I'm trying to play too much stuff because I don't want to get flagged for copyright infringement, but you can hear it a little bit in, Panama. I keep pedaling that E and everything else is kind of around it. Right, so that creates a nice juxtaposition, a dynamics, if you will, of this like heavy palm mute with something else that feels more open, so it creates more interesting sounds in your guitar playing. Listen to Ain't Talking About Love and all kinds of other songs. There's a ton of palm muting. Get that palm muting down. There's actually a video popping up right now I did on that called Why Your Palm Muting Sucks. Make sure you work on that. That's the way to get into Eddie Van Halen's tone and sound. The fourth way to sound more like the man, the myth, the legend himself is something that is obvious, but I have to talk about it. I was debating whether I wanted to get into it, but it's just so integral. I need to make sure you guys know it's fundamentals. Sorry, it's knowing all your scales, all your keys, it's knowing all your chords, it's knowing everything, basically. You gotta kind of own the guitar. You can cheat for a while and just play some tabs, and that's fine, but to really get into what he's doing and to really make it your own, you've got to know what's going on. And specifically, I want to talk about the cage system. So he uses the cage system unabashedly, and he creates really cool sounds, such as in, Running with the Devil. It's based on like some simple cage stuff, a lot of kind of Rolling Stones, Keith Richards stuff. Right, so that's an A shape. this is a C shape, right? Same thing in Panama. I'm not going to go into in depth on what's going on here, but this is all based on some simple cage concepts. So make sure you research your cage system, master it for every chord that you can, at least starting with the big five: majors, minors, dominant sevens, minor sevens, and then major sevens. Get those, and you kind of covered a lot of bases, and of course the power chord as well, the 5 chord. Get that one too. So the fifth one is the big sexy one everyone's waiting for probably, and that's tapping. And so tapping is, of course, a huge part of his sound, something that he did not invent, but he made extremely popular. Similar to Hendrix's E7 sharp 9. Didn't invent it, but he made it like the thing to do, right? The thing to try at least. So check this out. Tapping is not actually that bad. A lot of people get intimidated by it, but tapping is simple. So I hold my pick, by the way, between my thumb and my first finger. Eddie actually did this. That's just a fun little extra Snapple fact for everybody, but that probably made his tapping easier because when he goes to tap, he's basically, right, using his first finger. We're going to go ahead and play normal today, and we're going to play with our first finger. I'm sure you're doing the same thing between your thumb and first. We're going to tap with our middle finger. There's other ways of going about this. If you've ever researched tapping, some guys like to tuck the pick and use their first finger and then bring it back out when they're playing normal. Didn't go that way for me. I decided to go with tapping with my middle finger. So check this out. I'll take a little quick passage out of one of those popular tunes. The beginning of the tapping part of Interruption starts like this. Put your second finger, or your first finger on the 2nd fret B string. Get your pinky ready to hammer on that 5th fret. And I want you to tap with your middle finger on the 9th fret. Now I'm going to do this where I'm going to tap on the 9. I'm going to pull it off to kind of reveal that 2 behind here. And then I hammer on the 5 with my pinky. So it's a triplet. When you get it fast, it sounds amazing, right? So that's one little idea of how you can get tapping going. It just takes some time. And I know that effect, by the way, it's going to get really noisy, so you might want to keep that hand here. You hear that, right? It's ready to go, baby. So I'll keep maybe my hand here, muting these strings. It's a big tip for that. And then, of course, these fingers are going to be muting the surrounding strings here if I'm playing the 2nd fret. The surrounding notes are being muted, so a little extra bonus tip. You'll see that, of course, in, I think I'm remembering this right, in Hot for Teacher, the intro, it's on the A string, actually, right? In this case, he's doing this. So he's basically going 12th fret with a tap, pulling that off to the 7. He pulls that off to the 3, so it's like a bunch of pull-offs. And then he pulls that off to the 0, to the open A. And he comes back down on 3 and 7. So that's essentially how it starts. Okay? And go slow. Everyone wants to play fast. It's just going to sound terrible. Just go slow and work your speed up. It'll get there. Another way that he would tap is he would use it in his leads off of a bend, which is really cool. So you'll hear it here. Which is pretty cool, right? So I'm actually bending the 9th fret G string. A whole step. Tap the 14. Come off. Tap the 12. Come off. Back to 14. 16. Alright, and lastly, the way that you can sound more like Eddie Van Halen is to play fast. I know that's nothing revolutionary, but I'm going to go through some basic tips on playing fast and tremolo picking, which is also a big part of what he would kind of sneak into his playing style. So playing fast there's a couple things that you want to know. The first thing is in order to play fast, you simply have to be religious about your playing. You have to basically play every day, and if you're trying to get fast and you're not quite getting there, I'd recommend truly committing to it every single day. Go through maybe an Eddie Van Halen song. Go through the rhythms, the leads, whatever. Find a passage you're struggling with. Start slow and just go with like a little tiny piece of it at a time. And go really slow. If it's a simple lick, if it's... Start really slow. Be patient. metronome. Find your speed. And every day bring that up and challenge yourself. Can I bring that metronome up another 2, 3, 4, 5 beats per minute? Until it gets to that speed. Before you know it, it will happen, but you gotta stay consistent. Sorry, there's no cheats for that. Although there's technically one little technique I can show you that actually is not a cheat, but it's a great technique for playing fast. So if I'm playing fast, I'm actually not gonna hold my pick as if I'm playing, you know, a bonfire, right? I'm actually gonna hold it way up here, choke way up, and you can barely even see the tip of the pick here. And I'm also gonna turn it. So check this out. Here's what it sounds like if I don't turn it. I'm just gonna play like, I'll play the 12th fret high E string. I'm kind of getting caught on the string. It's pulling me back. Now watch my thumb. You see it? One more time, watch. Boom, I turn the key. That turns my pick a little bit. And that is the way to play fast, is actually turn that pick. Now, if you stuck around to the end, I actually decided I want to give you the bonus tip of getting that whammy. This guy right here. So get a whammy. Now, I know I don't have a Floyd Rose here. That is definitely a staple if you want to really do the Van Halen thing right. But get a tremolo arm and learn to use it. So it's simple. And mine is not a floating, so it's just going to bend it down. Check this out. I got my arm right here, kind of, as if you will, parallel with my strings. If I play, let's just do I'll do some harmonics here. And if I push down on that, so get yourself a tremolo arm or a guitar that has one and start playing with that. It's a really huge part of his sound, of course. Just a little bonus tip. Wasn't even going to talk about it, but thanks for sticking around to the end, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment below. I love your guys' comments, and I will definitely make videos if you ask for them. I'll see you in the next one, you guys. Please go and learn some Van Halen for the amazing, innovative guitar player that Eddie Van Halen was. He will be missed.